geared up to dealing with the acutely and severely ill. Now, what services do we offer here? We offer two main groups of services. We offer both day care and inpatient care. In the day care, we see patients at a relatively early stage in their disease. We take them in during the working week for the day. They come and have lunch, they meet other patients, they meet all the staff, and they have facilities that would otherwise not be available at home, such as physiotherapy, hairdressing, occupational therapy.
Welcome to Day Centre. My name is Maggie Hughes and I'm the daycare organiser. I have the privileged position of organising our daycare facilities here at the hospice. Patients can come and just be themselves. They don't have to do things, or talk, or chat. But mind you, they're usually laughing and cheerful. In fact, I think it's about the happiest place I've worked. I know a lot of people would find that strange, but there's one thing we do have here. It's a lot of laughter and fun. Also, when they are here, they can have drinks, coffee, tea, or whatever they want, or even a drink from the bar. And also a lovely home-cooked lunch by Liz and Sue.
They have homemade soup, a main course, or a vegetarian, and a sweet, or they can have whatever they fancy. They don't fancy what's on the main dish. Like today we had beef pie and cauliflower cheese, and one of my patients doesn't fancy that, so she's going to just have plain mince and onions and mashed potato.
And then we have the inpatient unit, in which we have 10 beds, providing three main sorts of care. We provide true terminal care for patients with advanced cancer who come in at a far advanced stage in the illness and who die within the hospice. This is a relatively small part of our work. Approximately 35 to 40% of the patients who are admitted die, and the important message from that is that nearly 2/3 of all our patients who are admitted go home better. We have what we call respite care, in which we admit patients here for a period maybe of a week or 2 weeks, specifically to provide respite for the carers. The burden on the family of dealing with a relative with advanced cancer is very considerable, and there comes a time when the strain is too great, and we admit these patients to give the carers a break. And the other important part of our inpatient work is so-called symptom control, in which the patient may have troublesome symptoms due to their cancer, and they will come in to the hospice, where we have highly trained nurses and doctors who specialise in symptom control, such as relieving pain and other symptoms, not all of which may be physical.
We have a saying in the hospice: we don't admit a patient, we admit a family. Families are important to all of us, especially when one of our family is very ill. So we're here not only for the patient, but for the whole family, to help support them throughout the duration of the illness in any way we can, and also to prepare them for bereavement if death is inevitable. We also support the family after the patient has died. We have a self-help support group called the Silver Lining Club, which offers support and help to families after their loved one has died. This goes on for about 2 years after the patient has died. It's a mutual support group where families meet families who've been through the same sort of thing.
As well as using volunteers in the daycare centre, we also need the help of these other volunteers.
Friday mornings. That's because I actually work full-time, run a family business. So this is my little commitment to the hospice.
Without our volunteers, the hospice doors could not be opened to our patients. Although we have over 300 volunteers working here, each person is valued and is needed, desperately needed.
I first visited the hospice before it was officially opened, and I had the pleasure of opening the first garden fete that first summer. And what struck me was the wonderful warmth of the people, as you've seen on the video, and the care that's gone into designing and building the hospice for patients. It really is a wonderful place, and I know when you think of hospice, a lot of people think, oh, I wouldn't like to go there, and are frightened. But if you do go round, you'll discover it's a wonderful, warm atmosphere. They really do need your help, any help that you can give. Please do.
Sharp, I'm the appeal manager. Now you've seen all about your hospice, and now you may be wondering how you can help. Well, the obvious way to help is with money, and we have several schemes available, such as payroll giving or covenants, that you can help with. Now we have several leaflets available, and please have a look at them, and if you have any queries, then please ask or contact me or my staff at the appeal office. Another way you can help is by giving your time. I'm always looking for people to help me fundraise, and you can help by setting up a support group in your locality or helping us through the appeal office to man stalls at fetes or at street collections and so on like that. If you feel you can help, then please contact me.
It's important for patients to understand what the hospice is. It's a 10-bedded unit that is situated in the north of Luton. It's a very beautiful, purpose-built building, and we have two sections to it. We have an inpatient unit and a daycare unit. It's very important to remember that the hospice is used for many, many purposes. The most important being that patients come in perhaps for 1 week or 2 weeks. We help patients with their symptoms, help them to live with their disease. That's the important thing to remember.
I suspect you're very concerned that somebody has suggested you come into the hospice. So what I'd like to tell you are one or two things to take away the fear of coming into a hospice. First of all, I suspect you think that all patients who come into the hospice come in here to die. This is very far from the truth, and we've analysed our figures for the 2 years since we opened, and nearly 2/3 of our patients go home from each admission. So I think that's a very important thing. We offer two main facilities. There's the daycare, where you can come in from mid-morning till about tea time to get to meet other patients and exchange views and experiences with them, to get to meet our staff, and also to have facilities that you may not be able to have at home because you're ill or because your social circumstances don't permit. Perhaps some hairdressing, a bath, some chiropody, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and that's what we offer in the day centre.
They have a homemade soup, a main course, or a vegetarian, and a sweet, or they can have whatever they fancy. They don't fancy what's on the main dish. Like today we have beef pie and cauliflower cheese, and one of my patients doesn't fancy that, so she's going to just have plain mince and onions and mashed potato. So we just do accordingly.
The inpatient unit, in which we have 10 beds, we have 2 4-bedded rooms and 2 single-bedded rooms. We run quite differently from a hospital. Although the nurses wear a uniform, so do all of the other staff working within the hospice. The doctors don't wear white coats, we don't have ward rounds, and we do away with all of the formality that you would expect in a hospital. It's very much run as a hotel or a home in which you are allowed to do more or less what you would like to do, subject obviously to the other patients and the safety and the discipline that we have to have within the hospice. So we like to feel that it's your home. You will see when you come in that we have our own animals, we have cats. We certainly don't discourage your own pets from visiting. We have had dogs within the hospice, we have fish and we have birds.
I think often if people are ill at home, it does affect the whole family. And I think one of the things that we can offer, and is taken up very regularly, is what we call respite care, and that is when the patient comes in for a holiday. A lot of people call it their 4-star hotel. They really enjoy coming in for that little break. Perhaps they're not well enough to go on holiday. We like patients to feel that they're coming on holiday to us, where there's a lot of skilled staff, doctors and nurses in attendance all the time. It actually gives the family chance to recoup and get their energy back for when the patient goes home and then the family is reunited again. We do have some patients who choose to come in for the terminal phase of their illness.
There may be many members of the family within the hospice when their loved one is there dying, but we will always make sure they're never left alone. They always have that support around them. If they want to be involved in the direct care of their loved one, then that's lovely, and if that's what they want to do, that's fine with us. They again should treat it as a home from home, but we will always be there to support them, providing them with the love and the time and the space to be able to give their love to their loved ones.
Welcome to Day Centre. My name is Maggie Hughes and I'm the daycare organiser. I have the privileged position of organising our daycare facilities here at the hospice. Patients can come and just be themselves. They don't have to do things or talk or chat. But mind you, they're usually laughing and cheerful. In fact, I think it's about the happiest place I've worked. I know a lot of people would find that strange, but there's one thing we do have here. There's a lot of laughter and fun.
I'm not saying that we cure people. Of course, I wish we could, but that is not what we claim. What we claim to do is to help people live with their disease, to live good quality of life, and that's very important.